Hey guys, welcome back, and in this video we are going to explore the CARNAGE TryHackMe room. And in this room we are primarily focusing on the Wireshark tool, how you can analyze the malicious network traffic using the Wireshark. So yeah, that's what we are going to explore in this room. So this room, you have a little story. That's something that you should read. And the basic task here is to investigate the packet capture and uncover the malicious activities. And yeah, let's start this. You have to start the mission. Once you start the mission, after a minute you will be able to see a virtual machine, browser based VM. And yeah, it's loading. Oh, in this mission you have a file to analyze, which is a PCAP file, which you can just open it using the Wireshark tool and analyze that and answer to these questions. So yeah, we are going to analyze the PCAP file, and let's try answering to these questions by analyzing the PCAP file. And let's move on to the virtual machine. So it's been loading, and it started. Now we have the TryHackMe's virtual machine. So we can just move to the analysis folder. In this folder we have a PCAP file, which is a carnage.pcap file. So we have to analyze this PCAP file to answer to the entire questions. So yeah, let's open it up and let's start with the first question. The first question is saying, what was the date and time for the first HTTP connection to the malicious IP? So we have to search for HTTP connection, and this is how the answer format looks like. So you have to answer according to the format. So let's search for HTTP traffic in the Wireshark in the apply filter. Let's search for HTTP. So we have to change this according to the time, right? So in this case, you can just sort out the time, and it's already sorted out. You can see the time starts from 56 to 59. Yeah, it's already sorted. So you can just click here in the frame to see the exact time and details. And this is the time, which is arrival time. So which is basically 2021 September 24, and we get that. So 2021 hyphen, it's September, it's 9. And after that, the date, in this case it's 24, and the hour, minute and second, 16:44:38. Yes, that's done. So yeah, let's move on to the next question. What is the name of the zip file that was downloaded? So we have to find the name of the zip file that was downloaded. As you can see, there is a zip file that was downloaded, which seems to be documents.zip. Let's right click and open that up using the HTTP stream. And now you can see we have a zip file downloaded called the documents.zip was here. Let's copy that. That's it. So what was the domain hosting the malicious zip file? So this zip file is hosting in this domain, which is adrenapel.com. Right, so let me confirm if the mic is working. Yeah, it's good. So yeah, without downloading the file, what is the name of the file in the zip file? So we, without downloading the zip file, we have to find the name of the file inside the zip file. For that, we have to analyze the entire traffic. So you have to look carefully everywhere. And as you can see, we have a name here called charts, something like that, .xls, which seems to be an Excel sheet. So yeah, you have to look carefully to get the answer to those questions in Wireshark. One thing to keep in mind if you're analyzing Wireshark things, you have to check everything carefully. So you have to look everywhere properly to get an answer to a question. So yeah, we have an Excel sheet. So that seems to be an answer. And what is the name of the web server of the malicious IP from which the zip file was downloaded? So we have to find the name of the web server of the malicious IP from which the zip file was downloaded. Name of the web server. So this we have to look for the server. As you can see, the server in this case is Lightspeed. So yeah. You have to read the question and understand the question and look for the answers in the entire filter and the thing in the Wireshark. So what is the version of the web server from the previous question? So we have to find the version in this case, the web server's version. So I think which will be somewhere here. You have to look carefully. As you can see, X powered by seems to be the version, which is the PHP 7.2.34. So yeah, malicious files were downloaded to the victim host from multiple domains. What were the three domains involved with this activity? We have to find the three domains in this activity in which these malicious files downloaded. So we have to, according to the hint, we have to check for the HTTPS traffic, and we have to check for the time frame 1645 level to 1645:30. So this is how you find for sorting the HTTPS traffic. You can just filter this out using TCP dot port equal to 443, which is the default port number of HTTPS. So yeah, after that we have to sort this according to the time, right? So the time in this case is 1645:11. Once you click on a packet, you can see the time 1644. So we have to find the 1645 11, right? So yeah, we have the 1645 14. So let's look on to somewhere 12. We have to find 11. So we have find the 12th one, 8th one. Here it is, the 11th one. Start somewhere from here. So yeah, this is the 1645 11th one, HTTPS traffic. From this you have to find the domain. So we can just search for something like a .com or something like that. So anyways, let's move inspect this entirely. Let's open this up. We have to open the entire content to see if we can find anything from it. So I'm just opening all. So anyways, let's right click and let's do a TCP stream follow. And from here you can see we have a malicious domain name. Here we were able to find one, and we have to confirm that using the example, the format, answer format. As you can see, yes, this one is confirmed. So let me add that in the mouse pad. After that you have to look for something like .net or .com or something like that, and we have to find the another malicious domain. So we have the GoDaddy, which doesn't seem to be a malicious thing. FindGWL seems to be a malicious thing that was answered by us previously. So now we have to look for another time, I think. So let's do this once more, like tcp.port equal to 443, and let's search for that. It's the 11th one. Yes, let's move on. We have the client hello. So from this client hello, we have to expand the entire thing. From here, you have to find if we can find any domain or something from these packets. So let's expand all. We have the transport layer security. From there, we have some informations. Handshake protocol, the client is saying hello. And we have some random and some cipher suits and some compression and some extensions. Nothing other than that. Right. Let's say the server is saying hello in this case. So let's expand all. If we can find any informations related to the domain from here. As you can see, we have a server name extension. So I think let's search for server in these frames. Let's use the control F for searching and searching for the server related informations, string related information. And here we have a server related informations available. Let's check if you can find anything. I think let us search for the server names, but unfortunately there's nothing showing there. Let's search in the package details. Yes, here you can see we have the server name, and from there you can see we have some server name related details. What I can do now is to right click, and I have to apply this as a colon, and yep, now we have the server name column here. Now let's click the cancel button. Now let's inspect based on the time to see if we can find any malicious domain. So from the level, right, 4511. So here I think 45.7, 45. So this is where the time. So we have a 45.8, 45.11 is here. So we were able to find one name, right? So we have to look for other names. It's 45.15. Here we have self.events data.microsoft.com. That doesn't seems to be suspicious. And let's look for some other suspicious server names. Let's scroll it down. And here we have the client.wns.windows.com. Again, doesn't seems to be suspicious. We have to look until 30. So let's move on. If we can find here, you can see theatbeact.com. This one seems to be suspicious in my case. So yeah, let's answer this as theatbeact.com. Yes, this is a suspicious domain. So after that, let's see if we can find something more from the server name. Let's scroll down. Yeah. We have the new.americall.com. So that seems to be 4525. So yeah, this is again seems to be suspicious. New.americall. I don't know how spell it correctly. So yeah, we were able to get the three suspicious domains, I think. Yeah, according to the formats, this seems to be the correct. Yes, we were able to find that. So let me check if it is working good. Okay, so yeah, let's move on. Which certificate authority issued the SSL certificate to the first domain from the previous question? We were able to find the findjewels.com. So we have to find who issued the certificate for this malicious domain. So let's move on to find that server name, and let's follow that up and to see which one give the permission, like the certificate for that. So yeah, let's search for that. Fine. um, Unfortunately I could not be able to find from here. It's 44 now, so let's search for 45 in the time. Let's scroll fast. Yeah, we have reached the 45 and somewhere here 45.16, and yeah, here it is. So we have to follow that into the TCP stream. In this case, you can see this was given by basically the godaddy.com, right? So it's basically godaddy is what they're asking for. The authority issued the SSL certificate is godaddy in this case. So what are the two IP addresses of the Cobalt Strike servers? So we have to find two IP addresses of the Cobalt Strike servers, and we have to use the VirusTotal, the community tab in the VirusTotal, to confirm if IPs are identified as Cobalt Strike C2 servers. And we have an hint available here, which is saying that as to check the conversations menu option. So let's check the conversations menu. So by looking for the conversations menu in this case, we were able to get some informations. We have to find the IP addresses in this case. Let's look for the packets. I think let's look for the packets. In this case, we can see this IP has more packets, and this again has more packets. And yeah, let's search for this in the virus total, and you have to check the community tab in the virus total to confirm if it is um, from the Cobalt Strike. Right. So this seems to be, according to the format, this seems to be three characters, three IP addresses in the beginning. So this may not be the answer. Maybe these. We have 3 3. So according to the format, but in this case it's 3 2 only. But this seems to be 3 3. 3 3 2 3. So yeah, 3 3 2. No, no. So I think three, all of them are three, and this one is two. So I think let's search this in the virus total. Let's search these IP addresses in the virus total, which in this case is 185 dot. So I think I have to search this one first. 106 9 96.158. So yes, guys, this seems to be suspicious. We have to check for the community tab to see if it is from the Cobalt Strike. As you can see from here, it's basically the Cobalt Strike server found. And yes, this seems to be one of the IP. Yes, let's answer that. And let's check the next one. In this case, it's 185, 125. So let's search for 125 and 204.174. 204.174. Let's test that. And in the community tab, we can see it's also Cobalt Strike. So yeah, they are looking for these two IP addresses, and these two are from the Cobalt Strike C2 servers. So what is a host header for the first Cobalt Strike IP address from the previous question? So this is the first Cobalt Strike IP address. We have to find the host header. In this case, I think we have to search for these IP addresses in here. So let's search for IP address equal this one. So yeah, I have to use the clipboard functionality. So let me use the clipboard functionality, paste that out. So I think I have to put a dot here, ip.addr equals this one. So we have to look for the host, and this seems to be the destination IP, AC2 server. Yes, let's follow this out. And in this case, the host here is oscp.verisign.com. So what is the domain name for the first IP address of the Cobalt Strike server? You may use VirusTotal to confirm its Cobalt Strike server. Check the community tab. So in this case, we have to look for the community tab, and we have to inspect the first IP address of the Cobalt Strike server that you found from the VirusTotal. So this one is that first IP that we found, and we have to find the domain name for the first IP address. So in this case, you will be able to see some informations from here. We have to look for the domain name in this case. So this seems to be the domain name. So meter.live. Yes. So what is the domain name of the second Cobalt Strike server IP? You may use the VirusTotal to confirm it if it is Cobalt Strike. Check community tab. So let's search for the second one. So here is our second Cobalt Strike IP, and we have to check for the community tab. And in this tab, you have to find the domain name of this IP. So in this case, we have securitybusinpuff.com. So let's answer that out. Yes. Now, what is the domain name of the post-infection traffic? So I think we have to inspect the Wireshark for this. Filter post HTTPS HTTP traffic. We have to look for the HTTP post traffics. So for that, let's filter it out with HTTP dot request dot method equal post. You have to put post in caps. Yes. So, what is the domain name of the post-infection traffic? We have to find the domain name. So we have a lot of post traffic, but as we don't know the domain name, we are just following to the HTTP stream. And in this case, this seems to be the domain name, maldivehost.net. Yes. So, what are the first 11 characters that the victim host sends out to the malicious domain involved in the post infection traffic? We have to find the first 11 characters that the victim host sends out to malicious domain in the post infection. So, here you have the post, and this seems to be the level characters that the user sends. Yeah, this is the first level characters that the victim host sends out to the malicious domain involved in the post-infection traffic. So what was the length for the first packet sent out to the C2 server? We have to find the length. So for that, let's do the thing that we done before, like http.request.method equal post. Yeah, we have to filter out the post methods, and we have to find the length. In this case, you can see the length. This seems to be the length. We have the 281. So you can just click here to confirm that. You can just sort that according to time, right? So this is the lowest time, 153 in this case. Yeah, this is in the correct sort of format. So the length in this case is 281 is the length of the first packet. You have to filter it according to the time to get the right answer. So what was the server header for the malicious domain from the previous question? We have to find the server header for this one. So let's follow the HTTP stream, and we have to find the server header for this. We have the post request and the host, which seems to be the domain name and the content length and some encoded content. And we have the server. We have this seems to be the server header. So the malware used an API to check for the IP addresses of the victim machine. What was the date and time when the DNS query for the IP check domain occurred? So this is how you should answer. This is the answer format is. The malware in this case uses an API to check for the IP address of the victim's machine. So basically it uses the API. So I think let's search for API using these strings, and we have to look for API related informations. We have to search that in the packet list. So in this case, they are saying that the malware used an API to check for the IP address of the victim. What was the date and time when the DNS query for the IP check domain occurred? So it's about talking about the DNS query. So let's search for DNS and search for the API. Now we have an API from the DNS query. So this seems to be one that we are looking for. And the malware used an API to check for the IP address of the victim machine. What was the date and time when the DNS query for the IP check domain occurred? So this seems to be the DNS query for the IP time check occurred. And we have a time and date available here in the arrival time section of the Wireshark. So we have to answer that according to the format, which is 2021. And the month here is September, which is 09. And the day in this case is 24, and we have to answer that. Yeah, I think you can just copy this out. That seems to be the best thing. Just copy that value. Yeah, you have to answer that according to the format. Yes. think this is something that we don't want. Yes, that seems to be the correct answer. So what was the domain in the DNS query from the previous question? We have a domain called api.ip5.org. Let's inspect using the UDP stream, and you will be able to see the domain name. Right. Let us copy that out. So looks like there was some malicious spam or the mal spam activity going on. What was the first mail from address observed in the traffic? We have to look for the mail from address in the traffic. And the next question seems to be asking for SMTP. Yes, they are asking for SMTP related thing. There was some malicious spam activity going on, and they're asking for the first mail from address. So I think let us sort for the SMTP traffic in this case. Let's cancel this filter out and search for SMTP, and we have to find the from address in this case. In this case, we have some informations. Let's open one, right click and follow that out into the TCP stream to check for the from address if you get any. So from here, you won't be able to get any from addresses, from mail addresses. So yeah, let's search that Argo again. And here we have the mail malifa.com. Let's TCP stream that. And from here, you will be able to see this echo localhost. And here, mail from. We were able to get a from address here. So this seems to be the from address. Yes. How many packets were observed for the SMTP traffic? We have to find the number of packets occurred for the SMTP traffic. Usually when you're in the SMTP in the new Wireshark, you will be able to get the information downstate, but in this case, it seems to be an outdated Wireshark. So we have to search for the SMTPs. So there is no hint available. I think you have to look for the protocol hierarchy, which will include the information. We have the IP protocol and the SMTP protocol. The simple mail transfer protocol is here. SMTP stands for simple mail transfer protocol. That is something that you should definitely need to know. And the number of packets in this case is 1439. So that's what they are asking for. So yeah, let's answer that out. Yes, that's correct. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video, guys, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and share this video and watch my other videos and submit your feedback in the comments, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next one.